We are back with another family-friendly game called Blood Trail, still in early access, of course. And you guys really seem to like these family-friendly games. The other day, we looked at Hard Bullet, and unfortunately, that one got hit with a limited ads. I'm trying to fight it, but, you know, I don't know. So, we're going to have to add a lot more education in this video. I know it is what it is. So, throughout this entire thing, I'm going to let you know that this game is for educational purposes only. That's the whole point of this video. So throughout this one, I'm going to talk about taxes. Why not? We're going to talk about taxes. We're going to talk about stocks, while of course in the background is just educational footage. Okay? Sounds good, Brian? All right, good. Let's do it. Oh, they have a new survival mode. Oh, hell yeah. We're going to go into Jumper. These are returning. So I'm in the experimental branch right now. So we only have Paint Thinner, Heartbreaker, and Jumper and Believer, and then we have these sandbox ones. But let's go to Jumper. It looks cool. Oh my God, is this the map? I can't see anything. It's so dark. Can you guys see that? I feel like I can't see 2 feet in front of my face right now. This is going to be unplayable. I can't. Oh man, I was hoping to show you guys this map. It is literally so dark. I'm going to increase it in post, but this is. Oh my God, that was a jump scare and a half. Okay, let's get out of this map. I'm going to poop myself. Now, I know the game is supposed to be, like, darker, but I couldn't see anything. That was an impossible level of seeing. I really want to go into these ones. Damn it. Damn. So, I guess we're going to go into Paint Thinner for the memes. Okay, yeah. This looks way brighter. The other one, I just literally couldn't see anything. It was crazy. We need to go ahead and turn on, like, runners. Max wave size. Can there? Oh, 3 at once. Okay. So, like I said before, we're going to have to talk about taxes, and that's what we're going to do. Now, I live, in the United States of America, which is a country. All right? It's a country. That's where this guy probably isn't from. And in here, as an adult, even not as an adult, I think even if you make any sort of money, even if you're not an adult, you have to pay taxes, which is kind of messed up. Whoa, where are you guys going? So here we also have something called no taxation without representation. I mean, we fought wars about that one. So do you know you can be 14 and work at like McDonald's or something, and they'll tax you, and you don't have actual representation because you can't vote? Isn't that crazy? They can tax you even though you don't vote, dude. I would run if I were you. Just yeah, just shoot them once, and then, man, this game is crazy. The way the physics are, that's nuts. Anyway, so back to taxes. So, if you make under, I think, 10,000 or 12,000, or I forgot the number. If you make under a certain threshold, you actually pay 0% in taxes. And that actually works for every single citizen. So, let's say your tax rate can be 10%, 22%, 24% if you're one of the very few super unlucky ones, but your first 0 to, I believe, $10,000 is non-taxable. So let's say you make $40,000, right? Your first probably 10,000. I don't quote me on this. I'm not an accountant, but your first like I said, 10,000 are untaxable. So from 0 to 10,000, you don't pay taxes. But then keep running, and no one will explode. Yeah. And like I was saying, so then after you make that, so let's say you're still making 40,000. So after the 0 to 10,000, you go, I believe, in I think it's a 12% tax bracket. So they charge you now 12% from your $10,001 all the way up to probably like 68 or 80,000 if you're single or married. Are you single or married, dude? And if you are, we gotta call someone. Is someone shooting at me? No. Yes. I think there's also slow-mo in this game. Dude, just look at them. Pay your taxes, dude. So for the most part, if you make $40,000, you're paying taxes on $10,001 all the way up to $40,000. And there's your standard deduction. So the standard deduction, I think, for one person is like $12,000 or $13,000. Hey, dude, you want to know come here. I need to talk to you about standard deductions. Oh, fine. I'll talk to him about standard deductions. So you, sir, your worth to the government, they think you living only costs, like $13,000. Isn't that crazy? So you get a standard deduction. Did you surrender? He surrendered. He's got a standard deduction I didn't know that you can capture people in this game. This is crazy. You get a standard deduction of $13,000. So you take the $13,000 and you take it off the $40,000, which is what? Someone do the math on that one? 13,000. You drop that down to 30. So for $27,000, you only pay taxes now on $27,000. But remember, you pay $0 on your first $10,000, so minus another $10,000. So you take $10,000 off of the $27,000, and now you're stuck at $13,000. So then they can only charge you 12% of $13,000, and that's how much you will pay in taxes if you make $40,000. Isn't that cool, dude? Oh, he passed out? Wiener shot. Let's say this guy makes more than $40,000. Let's say he's helping those. Is this a real phone number? Volunteer connection 714-789-9989. I feel like someone needs to call that number. I feel like that someone needs to be me. Okay, we're going to learn more about taxes in a second, but you can work from home and make $5.25 an hour. All right, I'm going to call this. It's really late where I am right now, but I'm calling the number. We have to find out. All right, so we've dialed the number. Now let's call it from here. Put our speakerphone on. I don't know what this is going to be. This is going to be.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Oh, that's upsetting. Well, that wasn't a real number. That's actually really upsetting. So we already know about this guy's taxes, so he can just be, all right, no more taxes for him. But like I said, let's say this guy makes more money. Let's say he makes $80,000. Are you dead?
Fuck, I'm hit.
Let's say, not you. You're dead. All right? I need to find someone. Oh, dude, don't run. Don't run, man. Hey, someone just shot at me? Are you serious? Slow motion. Are you okay, dude? I shot you in the cheek. Oh my god, the way they move around in this game is so realistic. It's like I can really tell he's in pain from taxes. All right, where's the 80,000 plus guy? Not you. You're the guy with the wife. You know what? Not 80,000, 100,000. You. Don't run. Yes. So let's say this guy that's shot in the leg now has a medical debt. Let's say he makes $100,000 a year. So, like we said, your first $10,000 is free. They don't tax you. And then you pay a 12% from $10,001, probably all the way up to $68,000 or $88,000. I didn't look at the tax code yet. So, from 12%. So then after that, he now jumps up to 22%. So let's just cut it off at $80,000. So now from your $80,001 all the way up to $100,000, they tax you at 22%. So it's just, that's the tax bracket. So remember, 0 to 10,000, you don't pay taxes. Now 10,001 to 80,000, you're paying 12% of tax on there. That's what's called marginal tax rate. Then as you go up, can someone stop crying? Can you guys stop crying? I swear to God, I'm talking about taxes here. So then after that, like I said, so now from his $80,000 in first dollar to his $100,000, he's paying 22% taxes. Dude, stop running! Pay your taxes! Okay, does that make sense? You guys following what I'm saying? Am I making any crazy sense at all? Because if I'm not making sense, then I'm not making sense. Like this guy, are you serious, dude? Get back up. Get back up so we can make sense. And also you, can you stop? Oh, okay. He hired someone to pay their taxes. Pay your taxes! Slow motion tax paying. Right in the forehead. That's a lot of tax. So for the most part, that's kind of how your taxes work. Now there's other deductions that you can do. So let's say you have more than just the standard deduction. For the most part, dude, are you serious? Get the, what? He's gonna, don't kill me. Get the gun out of my face. All right, anyway, like I was saying, for the most part, most people, I would say the lion's share of people are gonna take the standard deduction, which is like that $13,000 for the one person. If you're married, that doubles, which is kind of cool. Doubles. It straight up doubles. But then there's other types of deductions. There's business deductions. There's medical deductions. So let's say you have a big medical bill and it's more than 10% of your income, you start deducting that one. Or if you own a house and you want to itemize your deductions, let's say you are confident that your itemized deductions will be more than the standard, which is $13,000. Follow me, okay? So let's say I've definitely paid more than $13,000 in tax this year. Then that's when you itemize as an individual. But for the most part, that doesn't make sense. And the reason why that doesn't make sense is because of the standard deduction. But let's say you're a business owner, either a small business owner or you're an S-Corp. You're an actual corporation that has to pay payroll taxes. But Let's not get too complicated. Let's say you're a small business owner. You have an LLC, a limited liability company, also known as a pass-through entity, which means you own the company, but the company itself is what's paying taxes and passes all the money to you. Now follow me. This enables you to get more deductions. So let's say you go to the store and you're like, okay, I need to buy something for my business. Now I say business in air quotes, but most things you can kind of put through your business. So let's say you wanted to buy a new computer and you're a small business. That's going to be a full-on business deduction. You take 100% of that computer and you put it for that year. But major, super huge expenses, let's say you needed to buy a new car for your business and that car costs $30,000. You can't take the full $30,000 and apply it as a deduction right away. No, that would be too easy. You have to do something called depreciation, which you depreciate the full value of the $30,000 over a 5-year spread. So year one, that might be, $4,000, the next year, $4,500, and so on and so forth until you've exhausted that. Does that make sense? Now, let's say you're someone like me and you're on YouTube making money and, hey, guy, where are you going? Was that in the back of the head? That's what I thought, dude. Pay your taxes. Fuck! What'd you say? This is supposed to be an educational Christian game, dude. Don't curse like that, okay? I'm explaining things. So as I was saying, let's say you are a YouTube guy like myself. So I get paid by Google, which means I'm technically an independent contractor, also known as self-employed. So here's kind of what is a little frustrating about that one. Self-employment means I have to pay my normal tax that everyone pays, like I just explained before, but also I pay self-employment tax. And the reason why I have to pay more tax is because I don't have a company paying things like my Social Security and other stuff for me. So when you work at something like, McDonald's or a corporation, those people pay about 50% of your Social Security tax that you're supposed to pay. Don't move. And when you're self-employed, you have to pay 100% of that. Wah. I know it is what it is. So basically, that's 15.5% on top of your normal taxes. But hope is not lost, because at the end of the year, you can take half of your self-employment tax. Dude, just run, man. If you're going to run, I would literally just run. Yeah, give up. Kurt Cobain sends his regards. So you can take half of your self-employment tax and deduct it as your business tax, and then you have your personal tax, which is kind of rough. Now, I hope I'm not losing you. I hope everyone is like, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down, especially this guy. I want him to pick up what I'm putting down. Okay, good. That's a lot of tax for that guy. I think we should probably switch levels and explain more taxes, because there is crazy other taxes we need to talk about. We need to talk about things like capital gains tax. We also need to talk about inheritance tax, if so on and so forth. And there's some other weird stuff. So let's just go ahead and clean this up real quick. This guy, I would run. I would definitely run. Keep running. Go that way. Oh, that guy really almost just got me. Oh. Hey, buddy, blind fire the shotgun. Let me know if that hit you. Did that hit you? Texas. Okay, let's go. I need to change levels now because of Texas. Oh, this is perfect. A good sandbox level for everyone to run around with. Okay, so now let's talk about capital gains. What is capital gains? Great question, Jeremy. So, capital gains is something you make money on that isn't from your job, to keep it simple. So let's say you work at Target and they pay you however much they're paying you at Target. I don't know, is it $22 an hour? I'm not sure. So that one is going to be normal tax. But let's say you then have a house, okay? Your house is now a capital asset. It's worth X amount of dollars. So let's say your house is worth, $400,000. You sell your house, right? But you bought it. You bought your house for $100,000 somehow in the past. Now in the future, you sell it for $400,000. You now have a $300,000 profit known as capital gains. Now, you're not paying taxes on all of that. Don't worry. So on a specific house, you can take $250,000 And actually, that's going to be your deduction for a single person. If you're married, that boosts up to $500,000, and you would have a zero liability for paying capital gains. But let's say you're single, you sell your house, and you've made $300,000 in profit. They take $250,000, and you could immediately deduct that one. You don't have to pay taxes. But now you're stuck with a $50,000. Don't run, dude. $50,000 in capital gains that you need to pay. And it depends on how long you held the asset. So let's say you had the asset for under a year. It's under a year and you sold it. I'm sorry, under 2 years for houses, and you sold that house. So now you can pay up to 50% in capital gains taxes. And you know what that means. 50%. Ooh, shotgun. Shotgun time. Shotgun's not going to hit that. But 50% of $50,000 is $25,000. So if you're someone that works at Target, not saying that's a bad thing, but if you work at Target and you're making $22 an hour or something, you're not going to have that extra funds lying around. So if you sell your house and you aren't careful and you didn't keep that money, the government now wants their taxes. They want the capital gains. And now you are on the hook for paying said capital gains. Sucks, right? That definitely sucks. Now let's move away from houses because let's face it, we're never going to buy a house. We're screwed. Let's talk about the other types of capital gains. Things like assets. Technically, your car is an asset. Now, for the most part, the government doesn't really care about your car unless you're like a GTA business style type of thing and you're just like buying and selling cars constantly. But a car itself depreciates over time, so there's a complicated strategy they use to do that one. But for a car, same rules apply. So if you had a car that was worth, I don't know, $15,000 or $20,000, and you somehow sell it for $30,000, that's technically capital gains, and they want you to report that. But no one's going to report that. No one's going to be stupid. So instead of talking about cars, we're going to talk about stocks, and this is where you guys are going to get some really good education because I did some stocks back in the day. Okay, so here's how a stock works. You have money, and there's a stock. Let's say that stock is worth $1 a share. What are you guys doing in the corner over there? It's worth $1 a share, okay? And you have $100. So how many stocks can you buy? That's correct. You can buy about 100 shares, but you technically can't because you have to pay like a processing fee and stuff. But we're not going to talk about processing fees right now. You don't need to care about that, right, Jeremy? Instead, we're going to keep it nice, even numbers. Can I hit him with a shotgun from across the pond? Was he running? Oh, this is good. Are you okay up there? Do you need me to reintroduce the shotgun? Because I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. So now you have $100 worth of stock and you have 100 shares, right? So we take that 100 and you wait. Let's say, I don't know, you buy it and somehow the next day it shoots up from what you bought it, which is, oh, you can see them in the computer screen. That is so cool. But it changes from $1 a share to $10 a share, which is a crazy astronomical, what the hell just happened, GameStop situation. But let's just say that does. So now you just got 10 times the profit. So your $100 is now times 10. What is that? Is that $1,000? No, that's $10,000, right? Am I doing my math wrong? Checks math. I don't care. It's $10,000. So now you're just like, oh my God, Jeremy, I just made $10,000 overnight, Jeremy. I'm going to buy a lot of McDonald's with that. I can at least get 2 double cheeseburgers and fries, which is crazy. That's crazy. Maybe the ice cream machine will be working too, Jeremy. But now you're like, wow, $10,000. What I'm going to do? Well, slow your roll because if you sell those shares and execute them, you've now told the government you just made $10,000 of capital gains, which is different than normal income. Remember, if you hold something most of the time less than a year, it is short-term capital gains, which can be subject to up to 50%. So you made okay, he didn't make $10,000. You made $10,000, and I'm the IRS. I want 50%. 50% in under a year. Isn't that crazy? So if you sell it in, like I said, under a year, you could pay up to 50%. So if you're like, wow, I got $10,000, I'm going to go buy a car or something, and you spend all that money, guess what? Government wants 50% of that. So you need to hold 50% off. But let's say it took you over a year. You held that stock. Can you stop screaming over there? Oh my God. But it took over a year to trade said stock. It turns into what's known as a long-term capital gains, which I believe sometimes is like whatever the normal rate of your tax bracket. Usually is like around 20% or something. Sometimes it's 25% or 12%, depends on your tax bracket. So that's a short-term capital gains. Basically what I'm telling you is anytime you make money, the Gooby Mint knows and they want their cut. Dude, they want their cut. I know you're bleeding out right now and you need a hospital, but the government wants their cut, and this is how much they're going to get. They're going to get half. So let's say this guy represents half. Okay? Get them in half. Half of them. There you go. That's how much the government's taking, and you're left with mostly a human. Are you trying to help him? Oh my God, that was terrible. Imagine this happening to you. Come here. Dude, come here. Stop running. Don't run. Yeah. Don't. I just want to hit you in the leg. I need you for a bit. Yeah, good. Now we're going to hear from today's sponsor. We're going to take a quick break. And hey. Here's today's sponsor.
Sock 'em boppers, more fun than a pillow.
I hope you guys are learning stuff today. I'd hate to make an educational video and you're not learning things. And of course, we're playing Blood Trail, which is a VR game which has mild animated violence, okay? They look like PlayStation 2. Look how mild this violence is. Isn't that's so mild. All right, back to taxes, I guess. So for the most part, most people will get a tax refund, which is the government's like, oops, sorry, dog, took too much of your money throughout the years. They're going to give you some of your money. And everyone celebrates like, oh, where's my gun? Yee-haw and whatnot. I just got a tax refund. I'm going to go spend it on a new bowl of soup. So they do that when then they spend the money that the government stole from them in the first place, that's crazy, right? That's literally insane. But here's what sucks, right? So let's say, like I said, if you're a small business owner, or you're looking for deductions and you want to itemize, taxes are not something that you can deduct. Now, here's what I mean by that, Ryan. So let's say, as a business, you have to pay, I don't know, $50,000 in taxes, which comes out, of course, of your profit. You're like, okay, government, here's $50,000. They're like, thanks, dude. Now, when you do your next year's budget, per se, what you're going to make, you can't take the $50,000 as a loss and carry it over because the government's like, you got to pay your taxes. I don't know what to tell you. They're just taxes. So you're like, oh, but you took money from me. How does that not count as a loss? And they're like, it just doesn't count as a loss, dude. You have to pay your taxes. And you're like, but you took the money and I gave it to you. Now I'm in a hole. And they're like, dude, we don't care. Pay your taxes. Otherwise, there's going to be another revolution. Which sucks, man. That really does grind my gears. Like, oh, I don't know if you could tell, but taxes are just not fun, especially in slow motion. Taxes. I would definitely start running if I were you guys, because I am just shooting up a bunch of taxes. These taxes on my bullets are just so much. I'm just so frustrated about taxes. Don't run towards me, dude. Just run up the... Did another person just fall? Okay, we gotta get that guy. I don't care if he falls. Dude, where are you? Where'd you run? Did they fall again? Oh my God, he fell again and broke every bone in his body, which sucks. Like I said, you're American, so your health care is not covered. Like literally. Okay, here's another thing. I have to complain about. All right, see this guy? I'm fine. See how he's all dazed and confused or something, and I'm like a psychopath? Let's say this happens to you. You're just going about your day, and then, oh no! Now, let's say he technically survives that one because, is this crack? Okay, well, we don't want to do educational crack. But let's say that guy survived that one and now goes to the hospital, and the doctor's like, oh my God, we need 10 cc's of, and they fix you. So now this guy's all fixed. He's good as new, right? Look how he's extremely good as new. He goes about his life, and he goes home. He's like, oh man, I can't believe a psychopath just went like to me, and they fixed me up in the hospital. You want to know something really funny? Is you get a bill for that. You could be living your best life, and then someone from across the map just kind of peeks you. They send you a bill for being attacked. And the doctor's like, well, I mean, I helped you. You didn't want to die, did you? And then you get a bill for $200 billion, and you're like, I mean, you might as well have killed me because I'm screwed. I can't pay that bill. But I guess if the police technically catch the perpetrator that did it and they don't like waste them, you know, if they're like, police freeze, all right, frozen police style. So let's say they do that to the guy. I mean, he's not going to be around anymore to pay that bill. So you're not suing him, you know, he's in hell somewhere. And you're just stuck with the bill. How sucky is that? That should come out of like some fund. I don't know, take it out of someone's salary. Take it out of the police chief's salary. Fuck them, I don't care. Now for the final moment of this one. Let's talk about the complete mind fuck that is just normal taxes. So you go to your job and you earn $1. Who's shooting at me? Who wants to be dead? Let's say you earn $1 from work. The government wants, let's just say, I'm just going to say 25%. They want 25% of that dollar in tax. So now you're left with 75 cents of your dollar, okay? Now you take your 75 cents and you go to the store and you buy a bag of M&Ms. You now are charged tax on said M&Ms, right? Which makes sense. You know, the government, they want their money. So then you pay your tax. You pay 8.25%, whatever the sales tax is for that state. So you pay that money. The government's like, sick, dude, thanks for paying the taxes. That's great. Now, the business, because they made money on those M&Ms, also has to pay taxes, right? So they pay their taxes on their profit of what they purchased. So now you have someone that got charged tax, that paid tax, and the next person has to pay tax. Isn't that so much fun? I'm having a ton of fun. Now, let's say you die. You're just dead, okay? You now have your estate tax. You are technically a corporation. Did you know that? That's why on your birth certificate, you every letter of your name is capitalized. Seriously, go pull out your birth certificate or ask your mom right now and be like, oh shit, every single letter of my name is capitalized. You're like, who cares? What does that mean? Well, if you look at a company, let's say you look at any company traded on the NASDAQ or something, have you noticed that every single company's letter is also capitalized? Isn't that weird? It's weird, right? That they're all capitalized. Look at Apple. Apple Inc. Every letter's capitalized to show that they are, you know, a corporation person. And that's also why when you're born, they assign you a social security number. Isn't that interesting? You just got pulled into this world by some random person, and now you're like, what's up? I'm a corporation, and they give you a number. This guy has a number. Well, he had a number. So now, congratulations. You now have a name and number. You can pay taxes. But now, unfortunately, you die. Oh, that sucks. But now you have like an estate and you have a will and you pass your money down. And let's say it's a hefty size. There's now an estate tax to try to mitigate what's known as a dynasty, which is like you and all of your kin, I guess. So they don't want you to pass millions upon millions of dollars from person to person. But that really doesn't happen. So now when you die, money that you've already accumulated, you've already paid tax. This is your money. You have all your money. You paid your tax on it. But now, like I said, you die and you pass it to your grandchild or your child or your pet child. I don't know. They are subject to a certain percentage of tax if it is high enough. So now, once again, you have money that was already taxed being sent to someone, and now they have to pay tax on that. There's just too much taxes going on, dude. Way too much taxes, and it just leaves you with nothing. It leaves you frustrated, right? And when you get frustrated, well, you know what happens when you get frustrated. Well, my friends, there you have it. And that is my tale of taxes and misery and woe. And of course, we played a game called Christian Blood Trail, early access, super family friendly. Obviously, and I hope you learned something today because that's what this video was all about. It was about education. You learned about taxes, you learned about capital gains, you learned about money. So let me know if you learned something in the comments section down below, and if I got something wrong, please correct me. Like I said, I am no expert. I want to hear from you. And also, if you want to download this game, it's like I said, Blood Trails, available on Steam. It's pretty cool. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe. That's free. Hit the like button. And, of course, leave a comment to let me know you were here. I read every single comment. All right. I'll prove it. Leave a comment right now, and I'll read it. Will I comment? Well, we'll see. But anyway, I'm Drifter from Downloadable Content. What's in here? And I'll see you next time.